looking like a hot mess. Ooh, looking like a hot mess. um, it is what day is it? The 28th of November. Just got back from the gym, sent Antler off to school. I have a very busy day today. I didn't have much of a busy day yesterday. It was a little more like low-key than normal for a Monday back from a holiday week. But kicking up today, kicking up right along. But overall, just like got to stay focused. Focus. You know, getting up on... Oh, this the lighting's better be... This is our closets. Yeah, just like staying focused has been my main goal for this whole like holiday season. As it gets cold, you know, spending less time outside, really trying to get outside more. Jaylee and I taking walks in the evening, which has been really good. Making sure that I'm waking up at 5, even though it's really hard to do. And the reason, so making sure I go to the gym. So one thing I did was I went to the gym on Thanksgiving, which is something I don't think I've ever done in all the years I've been working out, but it was really great. I was really happy I went. And then I did a 5K on Friday for my nonprofit Point of Pride. Then I did another 5K on Saturday. I've got like barely any clips, but I'll put those here. And the main reason I didn't post a video this last Friday is because Jaylee and I opened up our group couples coaching that will be beginning in January. It's an 8-week course for trans and cis couples to come together, to learn together, to go on a journey. Jaylee and I are going to be teaching some things, but overall we're going to be learning together and really creating a container so that we can talk about things, you know, and it's not just for couples who are having problems. It's just for couples who want to get a deeper connection, and the course is called Deep Dive. So I'll put that in the link below, but I wanted to take last Friday as like, just put that out there and get eyes on that video, and now we'll be back to our regularly scheduled vlogs. But clearly I have to... I really hope I'm not getting sick. I'm just like... I have to get ready because I cannot go to work looking like this. All right. So, I'm going to talk a little bit about my fitness journey and my workouts. I'm going to also share the workouts I'm doing right now with you. So, if you're inspired, if you want to get some inspiration, I always like to look at other people's workouts because I'm like, oh yeah, that's a cool chest exercise. I should do that. And the reality is, you know, I started this YouTube channel documenting my transition, but then by year 4, I started working out before I started transition. That was my goal, was to try to build up some muscle. I actually wasn't good at transition at all medically, but then I realized that actually I did want to do that. So I started working out before I started testosterone for about 9 months or so beforehand, and then continued and progressed up. And after a few years, if you've been following me, you know that, I really got into fitness, and I still love working out. It just looks a lot different now, and my body looks a lot different now. And so I wrote down some things I want to touch on. So for those of you who don't know, who maybe haven't actually seen me before, which I feel like is not that common since this isn't like, this is my channel. But, so I started working out, as I said, and I got really into fitness, and I started making a lot of fitness content, which was great. It was fun. I really liked it. I was following a lot of fitness influencers at the time. There was a really empty space for trans men, trans people in general, I would say, to actually have a place where we talked about fitness and our bodies. There was an online forum called Beefheads Fitness for trans men to talk about fitness and post videos and pictures. And I started making a collaborative YouTube channel. I don't think that YouTube channel is alive anymore. I don't think you can find videos or anything. And yeah, and so we used to rotate through topics, and we just help each other out, right? Like that's what I would do, and it was fun, and I loved it. And then, I got, the whole story of getting onto Men's Health, which I feel like y'all know. You can go back into videos. If you're new and you really want me to go over it, leave a comment, let me know. But got into Men's Health and then really started taking off, and I was really fit. I was super lean. I was like, my leanest, I was like 147 pounds, probably 5 or 6% body fat, really, really lean, not an ounce of fat on my body. And it took a toll on my mental health. I started feeling like I needed to continuously look more lean and more lean because I was online showing my body and going to different events and modeling and stuff. And I felt like, well, if I show up a year later and I don't look bigger, then people are then like, what am I even doing, right? I started tracking all of my macros, and it was great until it wasn't great anymore. I couldn't look at a food without pretty much knowing off the top of my head what macros were in that food. And then based on if it was a good food or a bad food, I felt good or I felt bad. And that was really bad for my mental health. I started, all my fun activities were just like going on hikes or doing things that involved movement of my body because I wanted to be able to burn calories. And whenever I wanted to eat food, I would restrict all week. And then Sunday, I would eat a shit ton of food. Like, I would just order a Domino's pizza and, like, the barbecue chicken, whatever those side things were. And, like, not the cheesy bread, the cinnamon stick things. I'd order that almost every single weekend on Sundays. And throughout the entire day, I would eat the whole thing. Pretty much by myself. Jaylee would eat a couple pieces or whatever, but I would house almost the whole thing. I'd feel really like full. I would like eat and then I'd get really full. Then I'd wait an hour and then I'd eat more. And it was just this really bad cycle. And I developed pretty much like an eating disorder and like binging and purging. Well, I mean, it's binging and restricting, not binging and purging, because I didn't do anything to rid myself of the food other than movement and exercise. So after 2 years or so of that, I went to therapy, and I started to build a better relationship with food, and I had to start admitting to myself that I had an eating disorder. A friend, Trey, and I were going to actually start a podcast about it. We started it, but we never actually went live with it because it just wasn't working out. And so since then, I also had a child. And so Antler was born, and I just, that's kind of where everything has started to change. After I realized I had an eating disorder, went to therapy, started healing on that journey, had a child, and things started changing for me. And now where I'm at is really, when it comes to fitness, it's just like how much time you got, like that's really what it comes down to. Like, how much time do you have? Do you have 2 hours a day to go to the gym and like do cardio? And do you have 6 days a week to work out? And do you have time to track every single thing that you eat, including like, at least for as lean as I was, like literally tracking how many grams of ketchup you put on something, not having one bite of something that isn't tracked? Like, how much time do you got? Because if you got a lot of time and you got a lot of willpower and you track meticulously, I mean, my whole world revolved around my fitness because I was able to, in my head, internalize that doing this helped my career. And it did. Like, I got glorified for the body I had. And at the same time, my mental health, I felt really good when I was praised, and I felt like shit when I wasn't praised. And yeah, so now I've just learned that if I want to get that lean again, I could. But what am I going to sacrifice? I'm going to sacrifice time with my family. I'm going to sacrifice time with my family, meaning with my child, with my wife. I'm going to sacrifice the things in which I have with Antler. So like going to the movies and like him seeing his dad not eat any popcorn. In the summer, going to get ice cream and me not eating any ice cream. Or me telling him that Daddy is not going to, on Saturday mornings, and I'm not going to wake up with you in the morning because I've got to go to the gym for 2 hours. And, really just making everything about me and my body over quality time with him, because I have a day job. I do things like this. Jaylee and I have a podcast, right? So literally, I see him for about 25 minutes in the morning because I go to the gym before he wakes up, and then I come home so I could brush his teeth and get him into the car. And then I see him for about 2.5 hours between when I get out of work at like 4:35 and he goes to bed between 7 and 7:30. And so the weekends are the only time, right? Weekends are the only time I wake up with him. And so it was really like, what do I want to sacrifice? And at the end of the day, I don't want to sacrifice those things. I just don't, right? Like, I don't want to sacrifice, eating ice cream with my kid. And the reality is like, yeah, I could do those things, but again, I would have to put fitness above other things in order to have that ice cream with him, right? Or I'd have to just restrict so much and he'd have to see me track every little thing that I'm eating. I just, he asks a lot of questions. It's not what I personally want to do. You want to do that, that's cool. But what I've learned is that I don't want to do that. And so that has taken a toll on my mental health, in the sense that I still have that eating disorder mindset that comes at me, that like, I shouldn't be eating this, and I should be working out, and I should feel like crap because I ate an extra slice of pizza, or because I had that extra beer, right? Like, oh, like my body doesn't look like it once was. It once did. Sorry, this whole time I'm going to be like looping some workout videos across here. So it's hard because, like, to be honest, like, I took this video today of what my body looked like just at the gym. I have a nice pump, so everyone looks different with a nice pump, but it's still your body. Like, that's still what you look like with a pump. And it's just different, man. It's different. It looks a lot different. I have gained weight. I have lost some muscle. And at the end of the day, it's like, that part of my brain is like, you are lazy and you should get your shit together, because you should still be able to look like that and do all the things you do. And then this other part of my brain, it's like, that's ridiculous. Like, you have so many more obligations than you did then. You have weighed and like, you have put on the scale the time it would be at the gym versus, how you look like versus this extra pound of fat and all these things. And like, you don't have to fucking look lean 24/7 like this for your whole life. You can have a happy life without doing that. And so that's what I still have in my brain, but this voice, that positive voice, wins way more often than my negative voice. And that has led me to where I'm at today. So I do not track anything, and I haven't for years. What I do is I make sure I have a protein shake after every single workout. During the weekdays, Monday through Friday, I'm pretty actively thinking about like, okay, let me make sure I have, some protein throughout the day. Let me make sure I'm eating good, high quality, minimally processed foods. But that's not like last night. There's a show Jaylee want to watch with my brother and his girlfriend, and we like ate a bunch of fucking cheese and crackers, and I had wine. It was like a Thursday night, right? But here's the difference. Like, normally I would have just not eaten much at all during the day so I can have that night. But instead, I just made healthy choices throughout the day. And even before we did that, we had some lemon chicken soup, so that I would at least have something in my body and I don't just like house the whole fucking thing of cheese and crackers, right? So that's an example of what I'm doing now, where I'm trying to balance that out. And so I'm not tracking my macros. I go to the gym 5 days a week, but to be honest, sometimes it's 4 days a week. I try to do 5 days, but let's see, there's 52 weeks in a year. Probably 3 of those weeks I don't go to the gym at all. And then maybe it's split, maybe like, 30% of the time I'm going to the gym 4 days a week, and the other 70% of the time I'm going to the gym 5 days a week. It just really depends, right? It depends on what's going on. If I'm sick, if Antler's sick, if Jaylee needs help, are we on vacation or traveling, visiting family? Is it a holiday? Things like that. So I'm trying to be more consistent with the Monday through Friday thing, and trying to be just more overall 80-20. And then, you know, Friday night, we have pizza night. And then like Saturday, Sunday is always more fun because Antler's there and we do things, right? Like it's holiday season. I'm wearing my Merry Queersmiths shirt. You know, you can't get these, but if you want to get them, leave me a comment. So that's where I'm at. And this is what my body looks like. And my ego and my eating disorder mind does not want to show you any of these fucking photos. I'll tell you that right now. Like, because I know that there will be people who have shit to say. And I know there's people that have already said shit. And that bothers me. I know it shouldn't, but it does. It bothers that eating disorder mind. But my sane mind is like, who fucking cares? Who cares what they have to say? You know, like, who cares? And I'm happier. Like, every day I'm happier because I get to make choices that I want to make instead of choices that I feel like I need to make. But I am continuously battling, looking in the mirror and feeling, you know, not as lean as I once was, not as muscular, like seeing other guys that look way better. I'm like, oh, I could have looked like that. What am I thinking? Oh, trying to be like, I'm going to come up with this great plan, this great workout plan. It's going to get me so lean. I'm going to be lean for Christmas. I'm going to be lean for this thing. I'm going to be lean for that. And it's just like, it never happens because my life is different, you know? Like, that was me when I was 26 and now I'm 36, you know? It's just a very different world. And my income, my life is not riding on what my body looks like it did at one point. And so, yeah, so that's really where I'm at. Trying to write some things down. So yeah, so those are my goals now. I've been talking for a hot minute, so I'm going to stop now, but I wanted to put up on the screen my workouts. So I go to the gym 5 days a week. I do, first day is chest and biceps. I do not train biceps and back together because of pain that I've experienced. Chest and biceps. Then I do back and triceps. Then I do shoulders. It's pretty much just all shoulders and like traps and stuff. I have a big shoulder day. Then I do legs and chest. And then I do back and bicep. And actually on chest, I actually do chest, shoulders, and biceps. So I work out 5 days a week. That fifth day is the arm day, arm and back day, which is the one that I usually throw out if I'm only going 4 days. Yeah, I wear my watch. I have it set to 900 calories, active calories a day, so I try to do that. I, try to hit my stand goal or whatever for like 12. Usually if I hit my 900 calories a day on my Apple Watch, this is an old ass watch, but normally if I hit that, then, I will in fact, see, that's where I'm at right now. If I hit my 900, I tend to hit 10,000 steps. So those are some of the ways that I am focused on fitness. Like I said, I have that negative mind all the time. Like I said today, thinking about making this video and like going into that room and recording myself, I was like, oh my God. But man, like it is what it is. I always am constantly reminding myself, is it worth it? Would it be worth it? And it wouldn't for me. For me, it wouldn't. It just wouldn't. So just really focusing on eating good, staying active, and that's what my body looks like, man. Like, that's it. I got some muscle. I'm not as lean as I could be, but I'm okay with it. Most days I'm okay with it. And 50% of the time I'm okay with it, 50% of the time I'm not okay with it. But yeah, so, I've been interested in making some more fitness content, but I'm like, I don't know, like, in my mind, I'm like, I'm not, like, super fit. Like, I'm not ripped. Why would people want to listen to fitness content? And I also don't want to feed that negative mind too much. But if you are interested, I would definitely make some more videos about it. But, yeah, I felt like my content was so much focused on fitness, and then it just stopped. And this is a little bit of, like, where I was then and where I am now, and what those really big markers that made me go from, this to that, then and now. And overall, I know that I'm making the better choice for me and my family. But that negative mind, that ego mind, that eating disorder mind is still active, and I'll probably have to work on that the rest of my life. But hopefully I can just get it quieter and quieter and quieter and quieter. That's the goal. So yeah. All right. Thanks for listening to me rant. Hopefully, you know, maybe you liked some of my workout. You could try it out. And just real quick, this is a shirt. This is a sweatshirt I made years ago, and I just thought it came out so good. I got help. I designed it, but someone else drew it for me. Another trans guy. It says Merry Queersmas. I don't even think it's backwards, but I don't know. I thought it was fun. It says Slay on it, but no one ever really, it never really took off. I don't know. All right, that's it. I'm going to stop talking. Peace.